Good evening, and welcome along to the grand final of United League Reborn 3 in Trackmania United Forever, presented to you by yours truly, Forgot10 and MixD.
Good evening.
This is the second part of the match between these two teams, Reven and Tresen. They already played 3 maps on Sunday. That was Island, Stadium and Rally. So they have Bay, Snow, Desert and Coast to play today. At the moment, Reven are leading 2-1. They have taken Island and Rally, and Tresen won Stadium. The scores for the maps were 7-4, or I beg your pardon, 6-4 for Reven on Island, 4-6 Tresen won on Stadium, and 6-0 was a commanding victory for Reven on Rally. What is your prediction, Max, about what we're going to see tonight?
Well, we've seen in this league that Tresen have picked up their game a bit. I would say they're stronger than they've ever been. But is it enough to overcome Reven with Lolomax? I don't know. I mean, we've already seen on the first environments that it's been close fighting, so I'm kind of expecting the same thing, so it could really go either way.
Yes, I'm expecting a hard battle for the supremacy tonight. Let's hope they're going to provide just that. We also have an interesting choice of names on the Reven side. Let me show you the player list. So they obviously swapped the Reven tag for Jean-Michel, and the names which we aren't going to even try and memorize are right there on your screen. The drivers, I can tell you, will be Kartoffel. I can't even pronounce that, it's all German. I can't speak German.
Ubersetzer.
Well, Silver101, who is Ubersetzer, isn't going to be driving because he isn't on the lineup. Yeah, geht zu something. Hopfenmax, Nutzlos, Tresen, Unzufrieden, UnterDruck Cibermix. Yeah, it's difficult for me. I apologize for my German. I don't speak any German.
Yeah, likewise.
So yeah, it is going to be a right little challenge for the casters. We can also mention that Reven and Tresen already met in the group stage. They both played in Division 1A, and in the head-to-head battle, Reven came on top 5-2. They dropped Island and Bay, but won fairly convincingly on the rest 5 tracks. So I personally would put my money on Reven, but we never know. As you said, Tresen are at the top of their game, and they are motivated and are not going to give up. It looks like they're probably going to start with Coast. ULR3 Doresaya by Galba.
It seems that way, and this will be warm-up unless they're planning to drive 5v6.
Yes, they already played a bunch of rounds on coast and restarted, so we can only assume it's going to be the first map. Ezom is already getting a 53 right there in warm-up.
Ooh, nice.
That is a statement right there. And Luffy with a 54 mid, also a strong time. But then we know that Reven also have quite a strong coast lineup with Clem, Rems on Corky, and who have they got? Skynight.
I honestly, I don't know. I mean, I don't recognize logins, so I
Well,
don't even know who they have playing, to be honest. I mean, obviously I recognize Lolomax and Clem, but
well, I'm just talking off the top of my head at the moment. Both teams have 4 players playing the warm-up, so it is not quite obvious who is going to be driving just yet. But I assume that Lolomax is not going to be driving coast. It is one of his 2 worst environments alongside Stadium. And I see that the other 3 are Rems, Skynight and Clem, just as I predicted. Tresens have Passi, Luffy, Norman and Ezom. I presume Passi will be going into spectator mode as soon as we're ready to go. So it should be Luffy, Norman and Ezom against Rems, Skynight and Clem. We shall see whether or not I am correct. I'm fairly certain it is going to be so.
I actually don't remember what lineup they used. Tresen used on coast last time.
Last time would be semi-finals against CMC, and I cannot quite remember. I think it might have been the same, Ezom, Luffy and Norman. Definitely not Passi.
Okay.
It is also apparently the last warm-up round. At least I hope so. No 54s or 53s in this round. Yes. The restart has been called. The good lucks and have funs have been called. We're ready to go.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Yeah, I think Tresen have a stronger team here. We'll see.
Yes, as I predicted, Ezom, Luffy, Norman against Rems, Skynight and Clem. I don't know who is who, but the lights are out and away we go. And Norman with a bit of a slower start than the rest. Nothing too bad. Ezom and one Reven driver is in the lead, followed by Luffy and Ezom. The rest are lagging behind, but not too much. One Reven driver actually is over a second at the back. Luffy had a slide and dropped back. He is now in 4th, battling a Reven driver. Ezom slides and crashes, which puts 2 Reven drivers in the lead, followed by Luffy and Norman, also known as a TA noob. And unless the Revens are going to crash, it is going to be their round. Let's see, there are some opportunities still. They negotiate that turn safely. One more turn to go. 2 drivers cross the line in 1st and 2nd positions, and that is a Reven round number 1.
Oh, okay. An interesting start.
And a 54 for Reven to start things off.
Sorry, we saw Kartoffel has lost a bit of time. He's a second behind Unzu. Tresen had a 1-2, but we have lost Ezom. He slid off the side and is now in last place. So that it is still a Tresen round with Norman in third, but Unzu is trying to get past him. And he does as Norman clips the inside of a corner, and so that makes it a Reven, a Jean-Michel round at the moment. And with a 2-3-4 they do take it.
Yes, Kartoffel actually managed to pass Norman in the very last turn and finished 300th of a second in front of him. So that is...
Wow, 2-0 start for Reven.
Yes, it is indeed. Third round. Can Tresen mount a comeback? They better start doing just that. Kartoffel is slightly behind the rest, trying to catch up. Luffy going for a different way around that obstacle. No mistakes so far. Revens are in the lead with positions 1, 3 and 6. Kartoffel is starting to come back, catching up with Norman, and he crashed, which puts him on the back foot again. Revens are holding on, but just as I say that, onto crashes. I saw Luffy crashing. This is still going to be a Reven round, but that was quite eventful towards the end. A double 54, one from Ezom, one from Get something, and 3-0 for Reven.
Wow. It was a 10-11 round there, so it was close. Tresen obviously need to pick it up a little bit. They're obviously well capable of a comeback. They have to actually do it. So, but at the moment, the 2-3-4 for Tresen, that would be their round. Get has lost some time, and he two wheels a little bit there to lose a bit more. He's over a second behind 5th place. Kartoffel is making moves, threatening Ezom, and we have a crash from Norman. With Luffy, Unzu, Ezom, Kartoffel, that is currently a Tresen round. Ezom makes a bit of a mistake in the tunnel and loses that place, and so that turns it to Jean-Michel. It's their round now, and Luffy makes a mistake, and that is a Jean-Michel round.
Yes, quite a turn of events towards the end. 2 mistakes, quite crucial from Tresen drivers.
Yeah, and 4-0.
Yeah, that just hands the round right into Reven's hands. So, 5th round. Revens are quite conservative towards the start, going last, but we're seeing a lot of mistakes. Luffy and Ezom both sliding and making contact with walls. So they're now over 1 second behind the leader. Luffy is trying to overtake Kartoffel, to no avail so far. But still, Anto is leading, followed closely by Norman and Get, battling it hard for second position, but Kartoffel can take it pretty safe, no matter what's going to happen in the battle for second, or what's it going to give us. A double 54 from the Reven drivers, and Ezom actually giving up altogether. 5-0 map point already.
Yeah, it's unusual to see a retire in a final. especially with everything on the line. As you say, this is map point, but I do see a Jean-Michel driver sliding out and losing more than a second. So this is an opportunity for Tresen to start their comeback. They do have a winning round at the moment. But Jean-Michel fighting back, they're not far behind. Tresen holding on to that 1-2, but Kartoffel and Get make it past Ezom. It's not enough on their own though. Unzu has lost a lot of time at the back. He needs to get past Norman, and he's got more speed on that last turn. He goes past Norman. Tresen with a 1-3-5, 1-2. Tresen get their first point. It's at the start of their comeback.
Yes, 5-1. Still map point for Reven, but as Tresen have shown this time, they are capable of getting strong times on the board. Can they make a comeback? We would like to see one, because we're here for an exciting match, not for a whitewash. And as I say that, Kartoffel makes a big mistake, and everyone on Reven actually crashed, and they are basically out of the round unless Tresen makes something incredibly stupid. As I say that, Ezom crashes, drops into 5th, but Esgert also crashes, giving 4th back to Ezom. And it is definitely going to be a Tresen round. They don't even need to push. Yes, just like that, a 1-3-4, and they take their second round.
Yeah, Jean-Michel going for a bit of a comedy round there. But nevertheless, Unzu managed to get a 55. But Tresen can't make any mistakes. They have to take every round. They need 4 more rounds if they want to take this map. And there's a mistake up front. I think that was Ezom we lost. But he's still in touch. He's at the back of the pack, but everyone is together, so nobody has made a catastrophic mistake. Jean-Michel at the moment do have this round, but when everyone is this tight, just a couple of mistakes could hand it to Tresen. Jean-Michel with a 1-2 from Unzu and Get. They only have one more corner to go. If they can hold on to it, and they do, they take that point, and therefore the map 6-2 for Jean-Michel.
Yes, Reven take Ghost. That brings their total of maps that they want to 3, and they only need one more map win to take this grand final. And considering that they have 2 TMO environments to go, I think they have a good shot at this.
Yeah, was sort of expected some hotter times in that match. A little bit crashy. Not sure if everyone is feeling the pressure.
Yes, I guess pressure would be playing quite a significant role at this point, because everything is on the line. They fought hard, they got into the grand final, and it's only their performance that's going to propel them into that victory.
Is that the server giving up?
Yes, it looks like it. Everyone is hanging in the air.
Yeah, that's not promising. I'm not even sure whose server this is.
This is a Reven server, and we have a disconnection. Yes, that would be a server failure. Not
Yeah,
good.
the server wasn't even responding to commands. So,
well, at the very least, it happened in warm-up, so nothing will be directly affected. Maybe they have a backup server.
yeah, well, I mean, several people have servers running, so they could use anybody's really.
Yes, I'm just looking at Discord, waiting to see anything from either side. So far it's quiet. Yes, Axatar says in my stream chat that the server is down.
We worked that out. But yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, if anything, I can provide my server.
Yeah.
So that is not a big problem. We just need to find out where the match is going to be continued.
They want to do. Could be nice to be on your server since it has enhancements.
Oh yes. Axatar tells me it's restarting. So I guess we will continue just where we started. Yes, the server is up. You can rejoin. Something is wrong with fast. It seems to be absent at the moment. And the server dropped again.
Okay, they obviously have some difficulties with that server.
Axatar, if you can hear me, if you guys need a server, you can just use mine.
We do have Danik is on your server at the moment, but I'm sure he he won't mind moving to a different server if indeed the final does move there.
Yes, I'm pretty sure he will not mind.
There is at least one other server running the UL3 maps. I think it's Zeus's.
Yes, and there are 3 Deno drivers there, so he could just join his teammates. The server seems to be back up again. And I am rejoining. And even fast is up. That is good news.
Okay.
So Reven are leading in this grand final 3-1. They only need to win one more map. They're going to play Bay, which the last time these two teams encountered each other went the way of Reven. And I even have the score, which was 6-1 for Tresen. I think I said it went the way of Reven. That was obviously a mistake.
Yeah, okay.
So it was 6-1 for Tresen last time out. I think this time they're going to have Ezom, Norman and Luffy driving against Anzu, Nutzlos, and probably Hopfenmax, who is obviously Lolomax. Nutzlos is Kenzo, I believe, and since he's not registered on their roster, he's not going to be driving, I presume. So Lolomax, Kleine and Axatar probably. We have...
Alright, so maybe we'll have a little more warm-up as drivers get back into the feel of a match.
So on paper, I guess I would favor Tresen on Bay. They have Norman and Ezom, absolutely mental Bay drivers. They're quick and they can be consistent. Luffy is a good all-round driver as well, and who do we have on Reven? Lolomax, Clem and Axatar. Definitely strong drivers, especially Lolomax, the living legend, 2 times GC winner.
I'm just looking at the Dedamania times for rounds at the moment. And Tresen have Norman in 3rd, Ezom in 4th, and Luffy in 7th. Whereas Jean-Michel have drivers in 10th, 14th, and 16th. It's not actually possible to tell immediately from the interface which actual drivers those are.
But obviously the dirty times can never tell you the full story, because rounds driving is not just about being quick, but also about being able to bring those quick times home on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's right. And a lot of drivers, when they're training, although initial training will be in time attack mode, they switch to rounds later on, usually about halfway through training, but very often still treat it as if it was time attack. And what I mean by that is when you crash, typically you just restart, which is not how you would actually play rounds or team mode. And I should say that Dedamania, these are the times for rounds and team all go together in Dedamania, whereas time attack has its own set of separate times.
Yes, well, basically the team mode is just rounds, only played with players divided by teams, and scores calculated for teams, not for players. Although we do have fast, which tracks the scores of individual drivers. It looks like this is probably the last warm-up round, because Norman has asked for it. Nobody said anything affirmative. But let's hope that they will feel that this is enough and start driving the match. And boy oh boy, how many mistakes we're seeing just in this warm-up.
Yeah, looks like it could be quite crashy.
Yes, quite a few choke points where you don't really have any room for error. And if anything goes wrong, you're in for a respawn.
Alright, looks like we are ready to go.
Yes, a restart was called. People are wishing the usual good luck and have fun to each other. Rems, I think, changed his nickname to Kleine Schildkröte. I don't know.
You just call him Die. That'll work.
Yes. Okay, second map of tonight is live. And we have a quick start from Luffy. Anzu already crashing into that checkpoint, losing a lot of time. The Tresen drivers are in the lead, especially Ezom and Norman. Luffy dropped back behind the two Reven drivers. He's still in the mix. Lolomax has dropped down into 5th, but only half a second behind. Ooh, Axatar slid away on that platform, and Lolomax dropped it on the two-wheel moment. And this does seem to be a Tresen round win, unless they manage to crash massively. They're already invisible from the Reven POV, and a triple 57. That is 1-0 for Tresen.
Yeah, very strong performance from Tresen there. That looks promising for them. Going to round 2. Somebody wanted to restart? What's that about? Anyway, Tresen leading at the moment with a 1-2, or they had, but now they have 1-4-6, and that would make it a Jean-Michel round, but Luffy goes past and into second briefly before Verboten goes past him. So it's going to be a tough fight between those two. And it is a 10-11 round at the moment. So every place is going to have to be fought after. There's a pack of 3 drivers. Unzu Lolomax crashes. And Tresen with a 1-3-5 have this round.
Yes, even with Ezom crashing early on, they still managed to take it.
And 4 57s this time.
Yes. Players are warming up, and we already saw a couple of crashes right at the start. Ezom and Axatar are in the lead. Ezom with good lines, but not quite working for him this time. He's only in 4th now. Anzu is leading. That is Clem from Axatar and Norman. Ezom is coming back at them. He's already into 2nd and now into 1st. And Norman is coming back at the leaders. So far, Luffy had a big moment there. Anzu is leading from Norman, from Ezom, from Axatar. Ooh, double crash there. What's it going to result in? It is a 2-3-4 round from Reven, and they take this round.
Well, that was wild.
Yes, so many crashes, so unpredictable and difficult to call.
Okay, Okay, so Jean-Michel pulling back a point there. Is 2-1 for Tresen at the moment. They have an early lead with a 1-2, but everyone is still together. And we saw a mistake from Hopfen there, and he's lost a bunch of time. So that is promising for Tresen. Who have a good 1-3-5 at the moment. And in fact, Luffy is threatening to move into second place. And Norman got past to Verborden. So although Unzu from Jean-Michel is trying his best, at the moment Tresen with a 1-3-4 barring any catastrophic errors, and they do not have any errors. So another 457s and a Tresen round to get them to 3-1.
Yes, strong performance and quite a few crashes from Reven. Especially Lolomax keeps crashing, which is uncharacteristic from him. 3-1, Tresen are in the lead. I believe Anzu has crashed already and Norman is currently first. But it is contested between him and Axatar. Luffy is fighting Lolo for third. He has won that battle so far. And Clem had a massive crash. He's 3 checkpoints behind the leaders. And Ezom must have had a crash because he's almost a second down. So, looks like Norman has won his battle for first. He is leading from Axatar, from Luffy, from Lolomax. And Axatar has crashed, which means this is probably just going to go Tresen way. It does indeed. Only a single 57 in this round, but that is sufficient. 4-1 for Tresen.
Yeah, and Jean-Michel should start thinking about driving a bit safer by the looks of it. I was going to say faster, but I think safer would be closer to the mark. Anyway, as we go into round 6, and Norman and Unzu have dropped back a bit. Unzu is quite a bit behind, 3 seconds behind the leaders. Norman is still in touch, just 0.6 behind. But his teammates in Tresen have got a 1-2 at the moment. So as long as he can just provide solid backup, that may well be enough. We see Hopfen going into second place. Briefly, can he hold on to it? He's having such a fight with Luffy, and Luffy makes a mistake just as I say that, and we have still a Tresen round at the moment. I'm not sure. Oh, and Anzu nearly got past Luffy. That would have been enough to overturn it. An 11-10 round, but Tresen get it.
Yes, it was close, but not quite close enough. They do take it and get map points, 5-1. Potentially last round on this track. Norman finding himself ahead after going very tightly on that platform section. They are fighting for the lead with Ezom. Ezom prevailing. I see Luffy is in third position. So at the moment things are looking dire for Reven. Anzu finally getting ahead of Luffy, but that is a far cry. Because Ezom and Norman has crashed, so this might spice things right up. Because we do have a trap coming, and Luffy passes Anzu, and with 1-2 they take the map and a 56 to top things off from Ezom.
Hey, hey, hey.
6-1 final score, just like in the group stage.
So Tresen keeping the dream alive.
Yes, that is 3 for 2 for Reven on the map score right now. Tresen do keep it alive, and with probably snow going to be played next, let's see if Reven can seal the deal. Considering this is a TMO environment, I would have my money on Reven. They have Lolomax, they have Cibermix, and Clem, I think, is probably going to play as well, and it is his map, which will give him a bit of an author advantage.
Yeah, I'd agree with that assessment.
I think I better find the finish and get the finish camera ready.
Well, of course, this is a crashy map. So, although we're giving the shout to Jean-Michel on this one due to their very strong drivers, you never know. Just raw speed is not going to be enough. I wouldn't have thought to win this map. Of course, it helps. As we saw in Bay, although there was quite a lot of crashing on Bay, it was Tresen, the faster drivers there, and made it count even in rounds mode.
So it looks like Luffy, Ezom and Passi are going to be driving for Tresen, and that is a formidable lineup. Against them, I need to consult some fast utilities. Lolomax, Cibermix, Kenzo, and who else? Nutzlos Clement. Yeah, Kenzo is not registered, so it will be Lolomax, Cibermix, and Clem. We've already seen this particular lineup win on this particular map on multiple occasions. I would favor them to do it this time, but we shall find out whether my predictions are correct or not. And this is, as you said, a crashy map, and
there are a couple of spots where you can get some bugs at critical times as well. So the key one is as you go into the finish, there is a faster finish, but it's difficult to get right. And it's an edge you can just clip. It's usually more of an edge clip rather than a bug, but sometimes it can bug as well, just for extra excitement. But anyway, if you clip that edge, you can lose some time, and it goes from being the faster finish to probably the slower finish.
yes, I'm right there on the finish camera, so this drop into this road is the faster finish, but it's riskier, and this is the edge that Mix was talking about. You can clip it with the back of your car and lose a bit of time if you are unlucky. And to your left is the safer finish, and that is slightly slower, but most people at this level are definitely going to be going for the faster finish.
Even that slower finish, you can mess it up as well. So it's not, it's safer, but whether it's actually safe. We've certainly seen a lot of drivers mess it up.
Oh yes.
And actually, before that finish split where it splits into two routes, the tunnel, the jump into that tunnel can also bug sometimes. Not often, but certainly it can upset somebody's round. Somebody can have a bad time there.
Yes, we've already seen a plethora of mistakes in that tunnel, before that tunnel, after that tunnel. I think we can expect more of the same, even in the grand final, where people are trained and we have the most skilled drivers at the moment in the game. Ooh, and Luffy didn't have enough speed there. Landed with the middle of his car on that edge, but managed to continue, although dropping quite a bit of time. And there are probably people just joining our stream and they're not quite aware of what the standings are. Reven have won three maps so far, Tresen have 2. So Reven took Island, Rally and Coast, and Tresen have Stadium and Bay. Which means we only have snow, desert, and that's it. Only snow and desert.
So we're in warm-up round 5, and I expect the drivers are going to want quite a lot of warm-up for this map. But Unzu has suggested or demanded, not quite clear, that this be the last woo, as Passi puts in the Dedimania top 3.
Yes, a quick time right there.
He did have Dedimania, I'm not sure, either 5 or 6, I think.
He was 5th before, but improved that by a couple of positions. And we're finally ready to go live on map 6 of this grand final, which is a snow map called Bills, built by Clement, a Reven driver. And for some reason the game was showing me my Finnish camera. Okay, the lights are out and away we go. And we have Luffy with a quicker start, and Passi is getting into the lead, but he had a bug landing under that after that transition, which dropped him a couple of tenths back, but nothing too drastic because he's already back up into 3rd. Lolomax is fighting Ezom for the lead, and things are changing rapidly. And actually, with 2 Reven drivers hanging in 5th and 6th, they would need either a mistake or a quick turn of pace from themselves. And we are going to go into the final section. Ooh, Passi actually going sideways, not even on his wheels, but still managed to finish in 4th position. 1-0, Tresen take this round.
Yeah, it's a good start for Tresen. Again, they need to win this map to keep it alive, to keep the match alive. They go into an early lead. 1, 2, 3. Nobody has made catastrophic errors. Oh, and there is now, was that Ezom? we lost, who has dropped back quite significantly, over 2 seconds. So it's going to be up to Passi and Luffy. And they are at the moment, and Luffy is in a difficult fight with Hopfen. And the other Jean-Michel drivers are really not far behind, so they're waiting to pounce on any slight errors. Passi putting in a very strong performance here. Can he hold on to first? It's looking good for him. This finish, everything can change though. And Nutzlos does have a bug, but Tresen with a 1-2 got another point, and 2-0 for them on this map.
Yes, and Ezom, after landing badly on that edge and jumping sideways, decides to actually give up because his finish wouldn't change anything at all. Still a strange behavior for a grand final. I'd expect him to finish every round, no matter what's happening. So 2-0, Tresen are in the lead, but not in this round. It is Nutzlos, and I think Luffy has crashed, which puts his team on the back foot, but we've seen that Ezom and Passi are quick, and they are hunting down Nutzlos. So far, Passi managing to sneak his way up into the lead, followed by two Reven drivers, Ezom, Hopfenmax, who is Lolomax. And Ezom has crashed. This is an interesting round then. Can anything change at the finish? Passi is still first. Some slight bugs. 59 from Passi, but a confident round from Reven. And they take their first point. And Luffy had a very bad crash there.
Okay, 2-1 for Tresen at the moment. And no mistakes at the finish. Oh, and who did we just lose? We just lost Passi. Okay, so Passi drops back into last place by 2 seconds. Everyone else is packed together. But Jean-Michel have a useful lead. They have 1-2-3 at the moment. As Ezom makes a mistake going into that tunnel. So Luffy is, even if he comes first, won't be enough. He needs backup from his teammates. And he makes a mistake. Jean-Michel have a 1-2. They just need to go safe now, and they're good. And Nutzlos with a slight edge clip, but not enough to make a difference. And again, we have Ezom retiring on that round. Jean-Michel with another point to get the draw.
Yes, they tie up the score, 2 for 2. Round 5. A slower start from Revens, but they are still keeping it up. No crashes yet. Let's see about this transition. Everyone negotiating it safely as well. We have Ezom leading at the moment, and not anymore because Nutzlos has found himself up ahead, followed by Lolomax, and I believe that's Cibermix. I think we lost quite a few Reven drivers right there, which is not a good news, and people didn't really pass safely through that bit, and everything is changing, and we have Luffy finishing first, followed by two Reven drivers, Passi, Lolomax and Ezom, and still this is a Reven round, but that was quite an eventful one.
Yeah, that fight over second place was crucial. 3 drivers contesting it as we go into round 6. Jean-Michel have a 1-point lead on this map. But Tresen, hoping to stamp their authority on this round, have a 1-2 at the moment. A 1-2-5. And they pull out a useful lead. Passi has got 0.3 ahead of everyone else, but he makes a mistake at that tunnel entrance, and Unter is on him, and in fact passing him. Can he hold on to it though? Passi fighting back, and he clips the entrance to the tunnel. So right now Passi has fallen into last place, and it is a Jean-Michel round at the moment. Any errors at this finish? Luffy goes slow there. He lost Nutzlos. He will need to finish or it will be a draw round. He gets there, and Jean-Michel have a point.
Yes.
They're up 4-2 now.
Another eventful round and quite a few crashes from Tresen drivers, which hand the round firmly into Reven's hands, and we saw a 59, which hadn't happened too often this time. Okay, round 7. Lolomax, lagging a bit. I believe Luffy had a crash because he's already over 3 seconds behind the leaders. Everyone is going in a tight pack. Ezom is ahead from Cibermix, from Nutzlos. I think it is Kenzo. I don't know what's happening there, but I think the teams came to some sort of an agreement. Anyway, Unter leading from Passi, from Ezom and Lolomax, and it is a fierce battle. Lolomax coming back. Ezom clipped that wall, dropped a bit of time. He is now 5th. Anything at this finish? No, nothing too serious. 1-2 from Reven is enough to take the round, and Ezom is retiring once again.
Well, that brings us to match point. If Jean-Michel win one round, they've won the whole match. So what can Tresen do? They're gonna need to win 4 rounds in a row to keep the match alive. At the moment, not looking good for them as Luffy makes a mistake in that castle section, and Jean-Michel with a 2-3-4 right now would be able to take it. Passi in first place, but he's going to need backup from his teammates. And Luffy is making way. He's gaining ground on Hopfen, or he was. He makes a mistake in the tunnel, hits the wall, and this is looking pretty safe for Jean-Michel at the moment. And some bugs at the end, but it's not enough to change the result. And that is 6-2 for Jean-Michel, and they win the match. And ULR3.
Yes, a 59-68 from Passi, but that is just not enough to keep his team ahead of Reven, who do take the map win, and with it the tournament win as well. They are the victors of United League Reborn 3, and we can only congratulate them. So they are stacking up their trophies. They already won a few United Leagues back in the day, at least one Sunrise League. And now, even after Truckmania United Forever has been revived after a 4-year hiatus, we still have Reven winning leagues. Isn't that wonderful?
And it looks like we're going to play desert with a variation, not necessarily 3v3. 4v4 has been suggested, and even 8v8 CMC style is suggested. Well, that can't be right, because CMC are too serious to do anything ridiculous like that. Is that not the opinion of some idiots?
But we did play 8v8 in a fun match.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, since this desert is not going to matter at all, they are discussing their lineups. They are obviously going to play this map, as is a good tradition in our wonderful Trackmania United community. But this...
Passi says we only take Tresens though, which is fair enough. I did wonder if a streamer was going to get a place just to make it up to 8v8, but sure Marius would have jumped at the chance for that. Oh no, he's going off to his own match.
Oh, we have so many Reven drivers on the server. And Norman suggests that they play 5 versus 5.
They are set up for they have 6v7 at the moment, so they could easily go 6v6 if that was their desire. Or 6v6 has more potential for draw rounds. Oh, somebody's going to have to give them the command. Let me just grab that.
And Hardcore, if you are watching, they say that you will be kicked from the team if you don't come. So you better come. And here he goes.
Okay, so they're going to be able to do 7v7 if that's what they want. That's going to be tough to commentate, but should be entertaining.
Oh yes indeed.
You're going to have to set up several free cameras to keep track of everything. Okay. Hardcore has never played this map, so...
But from my memory, he is a pro desert driver, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem for him. I wonder if we can set up a finish camera nicely. I don't know, doesn't look good.
Okay. 7 moves.
Nice rubbish.
Have they actually decided what they're doing?
I think they have, because
They must have, but I'm not sure if they're doing 6v6 or 7v7.
By the looks of it,
Hopefully.
it's probably going to be 7v7 with a Reven driver playing for Tresen actually.
Well, they have max points set to 12, so that would suggest a 6v6. But alright, max points set to 14, so I didn't tell you 12, what are you talking about?
And it looks like they're alive. Or is it? It's difficult to tell at the moment. A lot of people driving, a lot of people crashing. I can only tell you that Passi is currently leading from a triplet of Reven drivers. One of them crashes. A Reven rental driver is in 4th. Lolomax and UnterDruck, who is probably Cibermix, are still keeping it there, but nobody is able to stop Passi. I think it looks like a Reven round from what I can see on the left. It's hard to tell.
That's pretty safe.
Let's try my finish camera. It's so rubbish. So many different lines. Passi getting a 57.91. Good start from him.
The points work. We see max points on the right there, 14, so all is as it should be.
Yes, Ezom retiring once again, and it is 1-0 for Reven.
Okay, so somebody's sliding out. Not sure who that was. Wow, it's hard to keep track of everyone. I see crashes, I see slides, but I'm not catching names in time. Unzu crashes, so we have Hopfen out front, followed by Ezom. At the moment, this would be a Jean-Michel round. Oh, they've got a 1-2-3 now even. Ezom, can he spoil their party? Well, not on his own. He's gonna need some backup, and he has backup from Passi, who is certainly trying to fight his way past Unter and going to try for the lead. This very crashy finish. Can they all do it safely? 1-2-3 for Jean-Michel, and I think that will be a safe round for them.
It probably will, but it's hard to tell. And the red team does indeed win the round.
It was 58 points to 47. Wouldn't it be nice if Fast could tell us that live?
You can tell that to Slig. Maybe he will add such a feature in a new release. Plenty of crashes. Ezom was leading but slid on that mesh turn. He is now down into 6th. That doesn't mean he's out of the round. Passi is leading from Luffy, from Lolomax, from Nutzlos, and Ezom crashed, lost a couple and more positions. Whatever is going to happen, I cannot quite tell, but I think it's probably going to be a Tresen round. So Lolomax is leading and he loses out to Luffy, who manages to steal the round win at the very end. And yes,
no finish.
two guys not able to finish, but it is still a point for Tresen.
Yeah, hardcore, a bit rusty on the old desert. I presume he's last in points, but I'm actually only seeing driver points for 12 drivers. Not sure if that can be improved. Anyway, so we're off, and somebody takes the high road, as it were, on the mesh quarter pipe and loses a lot of time. And this, at the moment, would be a Jean-Michel round. No, nonsense. It would be a Tresen round. I got confused by borrowed drivers. Who have we got up front? So Passi with a useful lead, but followed with a 2-3-4 from Jean-Michel. And then a big cluster of Tresen drivers should allow them to take the round quite easily. I think. Not used to trying to count this many drivers. Oh, maybe
Yes.
not.
And with Norman and Nutzlos not finishing, Reven actually take the round.
Yeah.
And Passi
52 to 50.
actually had a 57.02, which is a very strong round. So we're into the 5th round. Passi is leading from Luffy and a bunch of Reven drivers. Some of them went wide on that mesh turn. Luffy coming back, but Nutzlos has got into the lead, followed by Luffy and Passi and Lolomax. And this is probably a Reven round at the moment, difficult to tell. But Nutzlos made a mistake, dropped back. Luffy is first from Lolomax from Passi. Can Lolomax take this round? He already lost out at the finish to Luffy, and he will on this occasion as well. I think this is going to be a Tresen round.
Oh, I don't know. Tresen have fallen into the last places. I think you're right, but it's
We have 4
that number
people
of no finishes.
not reaching the finish. Incredible.
Yeah, well, Tresen get it. 49 to 46. Yeah, it's very hard to work out what on earth is going on. Anyway, Passi with a slight mistake at the start there. Struggling on the bank. Luffy takes over from him. He's in first, but Hopfen is gonna fight him for it. Step outside, please. Yeah, so much for social distancing on this map with 14 drivers. It's pretty crowded. And at the moment, I think Jean-Michel... Oh, no, it's too close to tell. I really have no idea who's winning this round at the moment. I think with those most recent changes, I think that turns it to Jean-Michel, depending on what DNFs we have. As we go into this finish, is potentially crashy, but we really haven't seen many crashes there, and that looks good for Jean-Michel. Tresen take 2-3, but that's probably not enough. And everyone manages to finish that time.
Well, Fast tells me that at least one player didn't finish, but it was quite weird. But still, Reven took the round. And it is 4-2 for Reven. Round 7, Luffy is leading. From Passi, a cluster of Revens Ezom went wide on the mesh turn. Norman crashed. So with things going this way, and Luffy crashed. So it is probably going to be a Reven round, but it's not easy to tell. Anzu is leading from Passi from... Ooh, Anzu crashed, but he's still in it. Passi momentarily in the lead. Can he stay there? He's pulling away. It looks like he's going to take this round. Yes, he does. 57-38. Let's wait for the others. It's hard to tell. Probably a Tresen round. Nutzlos won't finish. Yes, Tresen take this round.
Yeah, 54-50. So round 8. Ian. We have Hopfen going into an early lead. But some of his teammates bringing up the rear. As we see, I think that was Passi that slid out there. So he drops back into 6th and is fighting with some buddies from Tresen. A big batch of Tresen drivers there fighting over those places as Jean-Michel dominating the top 3. That actually makes the first 12 places a draw, so it makes just the 7th place drivers would determine it. And it looks like it's going to be that way, so it's up to Luffy. If Luffy can safe it and bring that home. Oh, but Hardcore messed it up, and I think that will go to Jean-Michel then.
It will indeed, and Lolomax actually with a 56-75. The first 56 we saw tonight. A strong round, whichever way you look at it. But still, not quite quick enough to dethrone our player Neko from Daddy Top 1. Okay, Norman crashed there. That was a lot of crashes from Ezom. I think a couple more crashes right there on my screen, so it is Passi from Nutzlos in positions 1 and 2, followed by Lolomax, Cibermix and a Reven traitor. And Lolomax crashed, so that is his Lolo score going down the drain. Passi still leading, going for a quick time, not a 56 anymore, but a 57 for certain. Yes, 57-39. I think this is going to be a Reven round, especially with Ezom and Norman so far behind. They will...
Fine.
It is actually 6th round for Reven, and they take this map. So it is 5 for 2 in maps, which was decided at 4-2 for Reven. Once again, I want to congratulate them for a strong performance and a victory in United League Reborn 3. Anything you wanted to add?
I would just like to add congratulations again to both teams. Thank you for giving us such a thrilling final. And yeah, great to see Reven still a strong name, a leading name in Trackmania United. Thanks again to our viewers for following along with the fun. To the league admins and mappers for making it all possible.
Yes, I just want to second what you just said. Congratulations to Reven for winning, to Tresen for taking second. Thanks to all of the viewers, league admins, all of the people that made it possible. Thanks to Reven and Tresen for providing this exciting final. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm sure I will have plenty more content for you. I just don't know yet what's going to be next and when. But stay tuned, there will be more. And that's it from us for tonight. Goodbye.
Good night.